John Galliano, in his Dior Fall 2007 Haute Couture collection, turned to the days of a young Christian Dior, when he was the owner of an art gallery, before he started working in fashion, to create the Anniversary collection, which was presented at the Orangerie in Versailles on a monumental 130-meter catwalk, permeated with tableaux decorations created by Michael Howells. For all the splendor of the event, a nighttime Orangerie in Versailles, a reunion of supermodels, from Linda, Naomi, Amber and Shalom to Gisele on the runway. There was something elegiac about the house's 60th anniversary collection. John Galliano extracted romance and delicacy, rather than his more usual roaring theatricality, from a show ostensibly inspired by artists, fashion illustrators and photographers. In fact, the basic mood was one of respectful reverence for two men who dedicated their lives to fashion and died too young: Christian Dior and Galliano's chief designer, Stephen Robinson, who tragically died in April while working on this collection. To celebrate the 60th anniversary of the House of Christian Dior, Galliano said, "We explored Mr. Dior's first collection not in terms of fashion, but in terms of his favorite artists. Using this spirit of neo-romantic artists represented by his gallery, we created the final Bal d'Artistes as a tribute to Stephen Robinson. This season, each look reflects the essence of the great master in art history. The cut, silhouette and embellishments of each outfit are imbued with the spirit of each artist's style, referring to his inspiration and technique." The celebration of Dior's achievements could only open with memories of the 1947 new look, a silhouette with a wasp waist and full skirt, that revolutionized the way women dressed after World War II. Galliano approached it through an artistic landscape that shaped the imagination of Dior and the great talents who presented his work to the public in magazines. The opening show, led by great supermodel in a black bar suit and Raquel Zimmermann in an ivory skirt dress, traces the black and white drama of Irving Penn's photography and the dotted pen and ink drawings of Eric, Gruau, Boucher, Berard, and Cocteau. Picasso and great artists from all over Europe, the Impressionists, Sargent, Fragonard, Watteau, the Spanish and Dutch masters, the Pre-Raphaelites and many others. The finale was dedicated to Renaissance artists, including Botticelli, Caravaggio, and Titian. Color, as the main element of the collection, appeared gradually, first through a hand-toned three-dimensional rose twisted in the center of a white bustier dress, then transitioning into extravagantly realized palettes, taken from female portraits by Impressionists, Dutch masters, Pre-Raphaelites and great representatives of the Spanish school. These color effects were delightful. From pale pink to lilac, icy blue, crimson, orange and emerald, they often went from one shade to another in the rich folds of duchesse satin skirts and jackets that sat atop them. But if the exquisitely drawn ladies were a marvelous demonstration of the art of the Dior atelier, there was another insistent sub-theme in the show that put Galliano's personal stamp on the collection. He has been directing for 10 years. For those who know his Spanish origins, the clue came from the flamenco music and the passage of silhouettes drawn by Goya and Zurbarán, as if he had turned to his roots for boldness as well as technical inspiration. After the first show of the collection, accompanied by a live singing of the London Public Gospel Choir and the Loyola Preparatory School Boys Choir, in a sign of his dual Spanish and British heritage, John Galliano was also inspired by his personal travels to Andalusia to invite numerous Spanish artists from the Cristina Heron Foundation, including Manuel Lombo, Rafaela Reyes and the Mariquilla Band, to create a celebration adorned with their singing and dancing, and to add a live flamenco soundtrack to the collection, before taking the bow in a beaded Matador costume. And it wasn't so much his usual humorous posturing, as it was a declaration of love for the great art. Thank you, John. It was great. As always.